What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pure Buckets podcast. Today, I'm here to own some frauds
Oh,
and just say I told you so right from the beginning. Today, we're going to be discussing the 2022 NBA Finals in its entirety and just discuss the whole thing. Today, I have Cole and Rohan with me. How you guys doing?
we're doing pretty good.
I'm doing great.
Ron's a little tired though. And
I'm
we've
always
already
tired.
done a game 1-2 recap video, which you can see up there on the top right corner, and also a game 3 and 4 recap video, which you can also see up there. And now we're doing basically 5 and 6, and not only that, but we'll just cover the whole series because why not?
Well, the series is over.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, got to.
So it kind of just worked out like that, and Vibin's coming out the gates. Vibin is the only one of us four, the normal four, when Lewis is also here, and that predicted the Warriors to actually win. And the game, honestly, the games don't really matter when it comes down to that. We all said it was going to be 7-6. That's whatever. But
Unlucky.
Who said who won, basically. And the only one of the entire podcast group to say that the Golden State Warriors were going to win today, the series, was me. Obviously, I'm always correct. I've never been wrong.
oh,
Just be real. I need to inflate my ego as high
I
as
want to bring
possible.
up the playoff predictions.
oh yeah. Let me bring those up. Nets where, Vibin?
Jazz where? Jazz where? Jazz where, Cole? Let me know. Celtics where, Cole? At home.
But I had the Celtics going out of the Nets round. You have
To
the
be
Nets.
fair,
home.
to like everyone, Suns,
Go home.
what happened to you?
Tatum is at home right now.
Wait, pause. Vibin, did you have the Nets in the finals? All right, exactly.
Wait, I didn't. What?
Oh yeah, the Bucks. Oh.
Yeah, we really are stupid for that. We really thought it would be a repeat. Okay.
Yeah, we need a next year. We're gonna come with actual good guesses. We all had the same, and they were just all busted.
I said when Chris Paul decided to just go home early.
The focus is not on the entire
Yeah.
playoffs. It is on the series. And let us know by the
The
way down
last
below
one.
if you have any video ideas or anything like that, so that we can do. Also, we have to probably
The
do
finals.
a good amount of bulk maybe, in the next week and a half.
I thought you were talking about me for a second and bulking.
That's also true.
Yeah, Ron does need a bulk. 5 pounds, guys. He's 5 pounds.
Hey, I'm getting there. I think I gained 5 pounds since I came home.
All right, so where do we start with the series? What are we?
Okay. So
Do you want to go in reverse order? Start
I'm
with
just gonna
game
tell you
6?
why. So I'm just gonna tell you based on what my prediction was and how that just all fell into line. The Celtics this season overachieved by even getting to the finals. Just by arriving, they were overachievers. Getting this far, they surpassed their goals. I'm not trying to poop on the Celtics, to be honest. I'm just kind of memeing because I told you so, right? But in all honesty, the Celtics are completely fine. Their first showing in the finals in when was the last one? 08?
2010.
10? Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, let's Kobe. Okay, so since 2010, there's been a bit since they've been here, but they came here with a different situation than they were here last time. Last time they came to the finals with an older core who's very experienced, right? Because there's already won. This time they're here with such a young core that no Celtics fan should be angry at what happened. Because you're chilling. This is not like some old core that was hastily bought and like put together last minute to maybe hopefully win something. This is a team that they developed. Like aren't almost all of these players drafted? Like the important ones at least.
Tatum was drafted. Brown was
Tatum or
drafted.
Brown.
Smart
He
was
was-
drafted.
Was Time Lord drafted?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, a lot of the important players were drafted. So they built this team, and they're still going to be good next season, for sure. They're only going to get better. They were inexperienced in the finals, right? I said the Warriors would win because of, I think they're just, first of all, they're just a better team, right? But also, they've been here, done that. That experience is so helpful the next time you're there. For any player, some players, some all-time greats win the first time. A lot don't win the first time, right? And this is good experience for them because the next time I do believe the Celtics will be back in the finals at some point. Again, this team. Next time they're here, I do not think that their main players will have such a shutdown. Like Tatum, I don't think Tatum next time is gonna be playing like this in the final. It's not gonna happen.
You thought it was pretty bad.
It was pretty rough from him, to be honest. But first time, yeah, he's still pretty young, so you can't really bash him too hard.
Fair enough. Ron, you can take it away.
So I obviously had the Celtics in 7. That obviously didn't happen because Tatum trolled. Uh, I mean, obviously inexperience came through. I would definitely say probably in the latter half of the series. Because like obviously up through like the first 4 games it was relatively even, but you could say like the Warriors had a slight advantage because of like momentum, because I think they won, was it game 4 pretty convincingly off of, Curry's amazing performance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had momentum going into the last like 2 games. And since they were already experienced and like had been in a situation where they've like been in the finals like tied or like down, they knew how to come back from that. While the Celtics with their core haven't really been in that type of setting yet, so obviously they didn't really know how to work it out. They might have
Mm-hmm.
adjusted too much guarding Curry in game 5 where he went 0 for 9, but then obviously the rest of the team pulled up. Or in game 7 where, or sorry, not game 7, game 6, where basically they just felt like they kind of gave up after a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think any team kind of wants to do, but like it might have just been forced on them because they couldn't figure out what exactly they wanted to do because of their inexperience.
Yeah.
Or yeah, make up a game plan for like the Warriors when they were down. So yeah, overall inexperience probably is the biggest thing that I think caused issues for the Celtics.
I don't know. It's an interesting thing because the Celtics definitely looked very strong. You know, they went up with a 2-1 series lead and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it was I don't even remember. It kind of went by in a blink of an eye. Like the Warriors obviously finished off with 3 straight victories, all decided by double digits. 2 of them being on the road. What does that tell you about maybe like the? Does it tell you anything about home court in Boston, or is it just a Warriors thing?
I feel like this the type of crowd that Boston has in like kind of like that New England-ish area. It's around there. And it's similar with like Philly. Your home court could quickly turn into
Kind of a detriment if you're doing
yeah.
bad enough.
Because if you start playing like Teeks, your own fans start booing you. Like I really do not like Boston's fan base, and like just because of lots of things that are weird about them. But I think there was one clip. I don't know. I'm not sure even if how like serious of a thing it was, but I did see a clip like some people were booing.
Yeah, they were.
They were, yeah, and that's just kind of disheartening, you know. I don't know. I
And
think you can't
gets
really
in
bank
like
too hard on home field advantage if you're playing badly already.
Go ahead, Rohan.
Well, I didn't really have anything to say.
It sounded like you were saying something.
No. I didn't have really anything to say that was important.
What do you think about the difference? If you had to, okay, if you had to say 3 reasons why the Celtics lost this series, what would they be?
I guess okay. The biggest one to me, well, obviously we know them as a very defensive team, but the Warriors play a style of basketball that I feel like is so different than every other team in the league. And like that just having like that brand of like very selfless perimeter basketball, because they obviously are very perimeter based with their shooting. The Celtics, I mean, everyone thought that the Celtics could, guard basically anything, but when you don't go up against the Warriors, you only go up against them twice all the entire season, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if like even who played in those games. But I would say the first thing would just be just the brand of ball that the Warriors play. I would say was not the greatest matchup for the Celtics defensively, which I did not expect. Obviously, like I didn't analyze it that deeply, but just seeing them like remember in the first game, Curry was shooting absolutely lights out. Then it wasn't the game 1 that he shot like he had like 20 something points in the first quarter. He had like 6 threes in one quarter. It was like a finals record and something like all that stuff. I'm pretty sure that was game 1.
Yeah, I feel like it was a tied finals record.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. And that kind of just continued throughout the series. Curry was, I mean, props to Curry for obviously just playing his way, but it also was, he was also benefiting from how the Celtics were guarding him up until like the recent like game 6, I think, is when they actually started like nose guarding him and stuff. But I would say the first thing is just their, even though they're a good defensive team, defense is kind of what killed them in this series. What else, man? I mean, obviously the second reason is Tatum just having, you know, it was, I mean, you can't have, you know, your 23-year-old superstar, yes, superstar, who has played so well all playoffs. What? He is a superstar.
I said I was playing.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely a superstar.
You can't have a guy that, you know, is your driving force. I would say he's the driving force offensively, very polished game, have a really, really poor performance in the finals after you obviously relied on him so much. Like, there's a reason that he had the most points and assists the entire, and even turnovers for the entire playoffs. It's because he's the one that's being asked to do everything. You know, the Celtics, their whole roster around, they all do certain things, but Tatum carries the front load of a lot of different aspects of the game. And so when he's putting in so much work, and also you have to think the 2 series before he got to the finals, both were full Game 7 series. He goes into the finals playing 18 games in this playoffs. How many do the Warriors play? The Warriors didn't go to a Game 7. Then they sweep the Nuggets, right?
No, they didn't sweep. It
was a 5-gamer.
It was a gentle.
It was a 1 game.
And then how many was the Mavs? 6 or 5?
I think it was 5.
But you see what I'm saying? Like they had no Game 7s. Grizzlies was 6.
Yeah. So no Game 7s for sure.
So I don't know. I think it was just a really, really tough path, which is not taking away any. Like that doesn't mean like that's not saying why they played badly was because they had the tough path. But I would say Tatum, you know, at some point when you have like this is the most playoff experience he's ever had in his entire life, and he's getting completely gassed, right? And so I think that's what kind of caused him to perform pretty poorly. Also, the Warriors' defense was actually surprisingly better than I thought it was going to be. I don't know. Did you guys think the same?
There were a few blunders, but overall they played better than I would think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say standout was probably in the latter half, Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins. Him and Looney defensively would lock it down so much for that team. Speaking of Wiggins, by the way, we have to give... If Curry didn't have an absolute masterclass, because this is the most points he's ever averaged in a final series in his entire career.
Like 31, right?
31.2, while also putting up 6 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals. Like, he deserved the finals MVP, no question, right? But Wiggins was right there. Wiggins, he was second in the entire series from both teams in minutes played, only behind Tatum, like I said, because he obviously had the biggest load. But Wiggins played the most on his team in minutes. He averaged the second most points on the team, obviously behind Curry. He averages not only the most rebounds on his team, he averaged the most rebounds in the entire final series at 6'7", and he also led his team in blocks by double. Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah, no, he was a defensive monster this series.
It's actually ridiculous.
And he was pretty consistent offensively, giving you at least what he needed to do, and sometimes giving you more. Yeah.
So Wiggins very well could have gotten the Finals MVP, but Curry obviously
he was playing out his mind. So
yeah. So Wiggins had he proved all the haters wrong, to be honest with you, because he had some haters obviously because he was a former first overall pick and stuff. But what's crazy is that this is Wiggins' prime. He's 27 years of age now.
He's found a nice spot in the league. Like I know before he was drafted, he had unbelievable hype. Like people were saying he's like the next Braun or something. And obviously he didn't pan out like that in the beginning. I don't think he'll never reach that level. But the role he's found himself now as a good all-star level player on any team. Any NBA team would love to have Andrew Wiggins. This current Andrew Wiggins, any team would love to have that.
Mm-hmm.
The way he played in that finals he played very well.
Yeah, stepped up.
He stepped up. And I think that really is gonna address some of that narrative around him. Like people think of him as just like a bust his whole that's not. He's a bust in the first pick overall terms, but he's not a bad NBA player in any means.
Mm-hmm. No, that's very true.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just I think it was a great series. How about this? Instead of talking about the specific performances, as a fan of the finals, because this has been a bit of a topic I've seen going around, is like the quality of a finals performance over the last couple of years, or like just as you as a fan watching, because some people are saying obviously it's kind of dying off right now, the NBA, like they're not enjoying it as much. But what do you guys think about this finals? All 6 games were decided by double-digit points.
Obviously, it's not fun to watch as a fan, to be honest.
I mean,
Oh, if you're a
I'm
fan
not.
of one of the team that's winning, you're fine, right? But
Yeah,
if you're a neutral fan,
same. Yeah.
it's not as enjoyable as a close game. I much
I was-
prefer.
I
Oh,
was
go ahead.
I was kind of zoned out anyways because I don't in particular care for either team.
Yeah. I was in.
But-
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, double digit wins. I mean, like a lot of these games weren't that far off going into the fourth. Like they were relatively close a lot of the time, but usually it would just like become very one-sided
Yeah.
depending on which team wanted to step up that game, which isn't very fun, you know. You
Mhm.
kind of want like games that can go into overtime or like are decided by like buzzer beaters or stuff like that.
Yeah, I was in. Obviously, we were talking about how we wanted it to end in 5 or 7 so that we could watch it together. But for Game 6, I was in Alabama for
Mhm.
baseball stuff or whatever, and I watched. I came home that night and I watched. I turned on Game 6 and I missed the first quarter, but that was all right because it was a long drive. But we turned on the game, and we looked at the score, and it was just the Warriors went on this. What was? Do you remember what the run was? Anybody?
It was 21-0.
Yeah, but it was even. It got even worse than that. I was watching it, and it was just like, on one side, it's like we're watching a great. Steph was just hitting every shot. I mean, they were just playing. The way that they were playing was phenomenal, and I was like, wow, this is actually really impressive. But on the other side, it was so bad just to watch the Celtics get absolutely beat down like that. And I was like, I literally was mid third quarter. I was like the Celtics could not get a single run for them. They couldn't get a single streak other than I think like maybe an 8-0 in the third or something. But there was never a moment where I was like, okay, the Celtics can win this game for basically the entirety of Game 6.
Mm.
So I don't know if that speaks to, but it's not like it's not like it's the players are simply trying to win. It is not their job to be like how we joke about like the script and all the time. And we
Yeah,
say,
it's,
oh, it's
it's
part of
like
the script.
It's not blowouts like this are not. You can't put this on the players at all. Not at all.
Yeah,
Everyone's just trying to win.
it's just how you have to win.
sometimes it just rolls that way.
Yes, just how it is sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've never. I feel like the Bucks when we watched it together, and I was like, wow, the Bucks are champions. But when for some reason it's the Warriors, and it's such a monumental one too, because obviously it's a huge championship for just the legacy of Steph Curry. But I don't know. I just watched it and they won, and I was like, I felt really no different afterwards. I was just like,
Honestly, I will say I don't think like the quality has like changed all that much compared to like past finals. Compared to this final, obviously, I don't feel like it's changed that much. Even though, I mean, obviously the point differentials are pretty high, like with double digits. It doesn't feel like, what do you call it? Like one team was obviously going to win this series or anything like that. So in that sense, I don't feel like the quality is like to the point where it's like a noticeable dip. But I guess you could make the case where it's maybe slightly worse than some other finals.
Here's what the stats say though. This finals had 22% more viewers this year than last year. So that's fine. The playoffs in general. I wouldn't say the quality has dropped at all. To be honest, this is just one specific year. Like even last year, I think it was 6 games as well, right?
Yeah, and it was
6 games as well.
6 games.
And I mean, Giannis was going off.
Giannis was going dummy.
Yeah.
You can't really say like I enjoyed watching the finals, but like you can't expect every single finals to be monumental, like Bron 2016 comebacks. Like not every finals simply won't be like that.
Can't.
The times that they are like that are historical and insanely memorable. This is also a historical finals. like
Just for
you
Steph.
just can't expect every single finals to be on the tier of some of the greatest ones ever. Some years will be a little worse than others, but you can't say that the quality has dropped. It's still the NBA finals is still super enjoyable to watch.
Fair enough. I have one question left, I guess, and then I don't know if you guys have anything, but I would say looking into the next season, in their respective conferences, are the Warriors and the Celtics the teams to beat in their conferences or no? Meaning, like, are they? Would you say they're the pinnacle team in their conferences?
No.
I
Well,
would say no.
no.
Because obviously the Nuggets weren't healthy this season. Uh, the Grizzlies will obviously come back, probably better next season. Uh, the Suns trolled. I don't know what type of situation they're in. The Mavs just made a trade for what was it, Wood, right? Christian Wood.
Yeah,
Be help for them.
So
and
they're obviously getting
they
better.
could be getting more too.
And then who else? On at least the western side, you have
The Clippers.
oh yeah, the Clippers gonna have Kawhi back. So like a lot of these teams, like they had injuries they had to deal with this season that they'll probably won't have to deal with next season. So obviously, a lot of changes. So I think the team to beat next season, I'm not sure who that would be. I can't say right now.
The Bucks are still going to be in the East, in my opinion. Still going to be the team to beat. Because they lost that series because of Middleton.
Yeah, Middleton was not.
In my opinion, if the Middleton played that series, the Bucks would have been in the finals, and then it would be a different series maybe. So
yeah, I think
they're
that's
gonna
a
come
lot
back.
of people feel like that.
Yeah, because Middleton gonna come back, and the Bucks go back to being the team to beat in the East. And the West is way more up for grabs. There's a lot of good teams in the West.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think either of them. I feel like a lot of people still have the Warriors as like number one now going into next year. I don't know what it is. I just feel like
I feel like a repeat will be hard.
I
for
can't
them.
see this Warriors team repeating. I could see them maybe even getting to the finals, but I can't see this Warriors team getting a repeat.
But you never know. They proved
I agree.
us
I
wrong.
don't see it either. But like, what reason brings you to that conclusion?
Honestly, it's just how I feel. I feel like there's no actual reasoning behind it.
Like, yeah, I don't think they'll have like a drop off or anything. It's just, I think everyone will just get slightly better.
Like this Warriors team,
Like their
what they're
opponents.
doing. That's the thing is that logically, the Warriors are the team to beat in the entire thing. Not only do they just win, but next season they're still their core, and they bring back Poole, Wiggins, and whatever on larger contracts, like big contracts. They have more incentive to feel. They're just getting better. They're just developing as a team. They're not really losing anybody. So they're really only just gonna get better. Their chemistry is just gonna get better. But I don't know. There's just a part of me that is like, again, another thing though. I do know another thing that we have to. People are forgetting to bring up when we talk about the teams to beat or even just the teams for next season, right? That's on the premise that there's no injuries. There are so many injuries every single season.
Insane.
Everyone's like, well, we always do there's always a talk on when healthy in quotes, but nobody's
For a team
ever
situation.
there's
No
never
one's
not
ever
every
gonna be
team is
100%.
fully healthy ever.
It just doesn't happen.
So it's so hard I mean, because we want to we make predictions about the finals. Okay, well, we see what ends up happening if we're right or wrong, right? Like this one, we said you get a conclusion on whether you're right or wrong. With saying who the team to beat is for next season, you're going to be wrong because other factors such as injuries and trades and all that stuff goes. Well, not even the trade, just the injuries really is what it just.
Games, yeah.
You just don't know. Like this Warriors team, for all we know, you don't wish for injuries, but for all we know, this Warriors team could just have a season where they did it like a year or two ago, where Thompson's out for the whole year again, Curry misses time. You don't know.
And Draymond Green's the only remaining member.
That's what I'm saying though.
Of
Like
the
stuff happens, and so it's hard to say. You know how hard it is, dude, as well to repeat in this league.
Very hard.
It's very hard.
We haven't had one since Kobe. No, Bron. But that was a super team.
It's like you have to have like a
Bro said Bron. What about just the
core-
Warriors?
And, the Warriors one. I completely forgot about
But
that.
the reason the Warriors. Okay, well, why did the Warriors repeat? Oh, I wonder. I wonder. I wonder. Greatest
Maybe
team
they
literally
had-
of all time.
No team is being. I don't care what other team you bring from history is beating that Warriors team. None, 0. 96 Bulls, not happening.
I mean, people put that up for debate, but
No, it's no
I don't
debate.
see it.
I don't believe. It doesn't matter.
I don't see it either.
I mean, you just take like the Warriors team now, and you put Kevin Durant on it.
That's
No,
so
no,
nonsense. How
no,
did that even happen, bro?
Yeah, I don't know.
Imagine a championship. Okay, imagine it's NBA team won 73 games. You're like, holy, they're so good. And then the next season they get Kevin Durant. What?
It was the ring effect, when they
It was
missed
nice
out.
that the Warriors won this ring with almost like mostly drafted players.
Yeah. Well, both teams. That's why people said it was a very different look. Because obviously, we're in the age now where if they want to leave, men can leave, basically, right? And there's like we're in the era of the super team, or we're in the era of how Vipin always says himself. You need to win. You need 2 stars on your team. That's what Vipin always says. That's what a lot of people think, right?
True.
But that's why this
Proved
finals.
wrong lately.
That's why this finals is a bit of a shock, because both teams that made it are basically homegrown teams that competed, and it was it was obviously a good finals, big show out, but it was never like it had nothing to do with like Harden or any of those men that are joining teams and stuff like that.
It's over.
So, but yeah, I actually do have one more question, by the way. I guess we can wrap it on this. Where do you guys rank Steph Curry now all time? Which is difficult.
I feel like there's like a threshold, I guess, that he has to cross, which is top 10, right?
Yeah.
He has to, right?
Mm,
He has to be there, right?
In top 10. So here's my thing. It is actually so difficult because where I had him before the finals was at 12. I'm pretty sure Vipin, you also had him at 12. Is that right?
My list on hand, but probably.
Because you had like the main 11, right? And then right outside of that, you had Curry and then Durant underneath. I don't know where the list is. Does anyone know where the list is? I'm trying to.
Let me go look for mine right now.
But
I found my list. Okay.
oh wow.
Jeez. Saved it.
So I had. Never mind. If I corrected. Okay, I'm ruined.
Oh my.
I still have it saved elsewhere. Okay, keep going.
Well, I just don't even know where. I can't find it. I don't even know where anybody's list. But I know for me, at least personally, I had Curry at 12. And I remember we were having the argument, about Kevin Durant versus Curry, because some man said KD above him, which I'm not going to touch on that. But that's where I had Curry, was in that 12. But so the 2 men that I had above Curry that I think I could take out for Curry, like potentially, is Bill Russell and Hakeem.
Obviously not for me, but
No, I know, not for you, because you have Hakeem
a little bit higher.
a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But if I take bias out of it, right, it's I look at my list every day, and it's becoming more difficult because I'm beginning to see different aspects of the game. Like I actually just recently put Kobe above Larry Bird. Like I literally just flipped that. I think the other day. I looked at it. I was like,
Oh, so now you do that.
what do you mean?
Back when we made the list, y'all was sitting around looking at me at the table like, oh my god, you put Kobe above Larry Bird.
That's not the point. The point is you put Kobe at 5.
Point is, y'all. I was comparing him and Bird, and y'all were like, oh my god, there's no way Bird is. I don't want to hear it.
Well, I think
Told
it's
you
just
so
also
again.
I think it's just not even
Two
that.
I
Maybe it's not
told you
even
so
a
today.
what?
2 I told you so in this recording alone. Now that's just an indication.
No, but
of
it's
how
not even
right I
really
am.
like an in-depth player comparison. It's just the fact that I watched Kobe and I don't watch Larry Bird.
Yeah. Different eras,
1v1, Kobe would own that old fraud.
Kobe has more rings, way more all defensives, the same amount of finals MVPs. He probably should have. He only had 1 MVP, but he should have had more. No question, he should have had more.
Steve Nash.
So
Steve Nash,
so accolades wise, he compares to Larry
pretty
Bird.
well.
Hey, this is not that discussion.
No,
Okay,
I
I
know,
found
but
my
yeah,
list.
Yeah. Wait, well, where'd you have Curry? I think you had him at 12.
Curry at 12.
Yeah,
He was at
yeah.
12.
So we both had him at 12. So now you look at your list though, and with this 4th title, and his first Finals MVP, and obviously everything else, whatever, where does he now rank, you think?
Okay, so look at the list, right? So the guys I have at 11 and 10, at Shaq at 10, Hakeem at 11. He's definitely better than Hakeem now. So sad to say, but yeah, it's so depressing to say, but yes, he is. And I'm just looking at it, TBH. Look at my list again, and I would probably change a few things. I had Russell at 9. I might even what I'm feeling is just take Russell at that top 10, and put Curry in at 10 probably, and move Shaq up one.
Put
I still
Shaq
think
at 9.
I still would think Shaq is better all time than Curry, but yeah, Curry has to. I feel like he just has to be there now. Like, you can't really ignore what he's done to the
I've
entire
seen
game of
arguments
basketball.
for a lot of people taking off like a lot of different men's. Like your boy, Shannon. Did you see that list I sent or no?
Nope.
Oh, I did actually. It was wacky.
Well, yeah, but Shannon and Skip's list are both wacky. But
Different reasons.
Shannon didn't have Shaq in his top 10.
And obviously, Skip had like
Weird.
LeBron at
I don't know
9.
why. Wait, where'd you send it to me again? On Twitter?
No, I didn't. No, I sent it in the Discord
Oh.
the other day or something.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
But I've seen other people. Like I know he took out Shaq, and I forgot who. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Skip didn't even have Curry in his 10. But I know Stephen A. Smith said he'd probably take out Wilt.
I believe I had Wilt at 10. I think right in my list.
Skip has Wilt at 10.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I would take him out if I wanted to put him in. The
I
top
mean,
10,
I remember
probably.
when Skip Bayless said he'd rather have Bill Walton over Steph Curry. So like that's when we stopped taking him seriously.
Yeah. That's a criminal.
Maybe he's maybe a bit crazy.
At least he's
Yeah, I don't
funny.
know. For me, for me Curry is 10 to 11 because I can't put. It's so hard because be honest with me. Don't look at like where you have him in the rankings. Steph Curry or Larry Bird.
That's tough.
Exactly. So the point, even though that just the
Yeah,
fact that that's
that's
like a
tough.
debate itself is crazy.
It's like, dude, any team would absolutely kill to have a player like Steph Curry. Remember some of the shots that man was taking on the court? Holy.
I know.
He just dribble up the court. He'd be surrounded by 2 guys. He'd take one small step back and just let go. And he would go in.
Mhm.
Bro,
And-
Steph doesn't even look at like a lot of his shots.
And he just shoots them and just turns around. It's like, bro, what? He's so confident that he just I mean, okay. He has plenty of reason to be confident.
Yeah.
But like, it's crazy how good he is at that. It's unbelievable. And he's not even just a one-trick pony. He's good inside the paint. He's good inside the. He can score any
He's
part
not a
of the court.
liability. Yeah, he can. He's an all-around threat offensively. I'll tell you that
He's
much.
probably an average defender. It's fine.
He's also
The
he's also the first ever Western Conference Final MVP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why.
That's the thing. Did they make a trophy for that?
Yeah, he has a trophy.
Oh, yeah, it was like the
he
Larry
got,
Bird
he got like
Magic
4
Johnson.
trophies this year because he won All-Star MVP, the Magic Johnson Trophy, Finals MVP, the Larry O'Brien Trophy, and he also broke the all-time 3-point record.
Did you get a trophy for that, or is it just like?
No,
a
I don't
record?
think so. But he did all that in one season. Is my point.
that's
Historic
fair.
season. He did have a
Mhm.
slump though, but historic season nonetheless.
I don't remember the slump actually.
But yeah, that's the point. Is that just the fact Curry is basically for me he's like either 10 or 11, or even like anywhere between 9 to 11. I wouldn't. If anyone put him 9 to 11, I wouldn't be mad.
I have no issue there.
So yeah. Anything else to say here?
You think Curry wins one more ring? Is he number 1 all time? For
Hmm.
point guards. For point guards.
Oh my
5
god! I
rings.
almost just broke my headset after hearing that statement. I almost broke it.
Point guards.
5
man.
rings, 2 Finals MVPs.
You say if Curry wins one more ring,
Yeah, if you assume that he wins the Finals MVP, yeah. What then?
if Curry wins another ring and the Finals MVP, is he above Magic Johnson?
I mean, there's a debate there. I'm not gonna
In my
lie,
opinion,
but
the answer is yes.
I would still say no.
He's a ring and a Finals MVP away
See,
from
you know,
Johnson.
but here's my issue with it, right? This is what it kills me. So does that mean if Curry wins another ring, another Finals MVP, does that mean he goes from your 9 through 11 spot to number 4
That's
all
what's
the
hard,
time?
though.
But that's what you're saying. Because if you're
I
saying
know.
he's better
Basically.
than Magic Johnson, then you're saying he's better than Kobe, Wilt, Shaq, Tim
We
Duncan.
got we're gonna win another MVP too. I don't know if he can. I don't know if he will ever win another MVP.
No, but you know what I'm saying though? Like people were talking about him being the best
know.
point guard already, and I'm like, okay, well everyone has Magic Johnson
Yeah.
at 4.
Yeah, you gotta put him up in names like Kareem, Jordan, like up there.
Like you
Yeah,
know
but
how hard that is.
Put him above. Put him above. Jeez, that is very difficult.
But yeah, I don't know.
I would just err on the side of caution and say no.
Yeah, I would go on the caution side and say it's a debate then.
It's like a debate, but probably Magic still is a little bit better.
All right, well, appreciate you
Well,
guys.
okay, in the current NBA. Wait, one last question. In the current NBA, would equivalent strength teams, except the only difference between them is that their lead superstar is one team has Magic, one team has Curry. Which team is winning more games in this current NBA?
In the regular season.
Regular
If
season?
in the regular season,
Probably
if I wanted
Curry.
to win more games, would I rather have Magic Johnson or Steph Curry as my point guard?
You're betting on it. You're betting on it. What would you do?
I feel like in that situation, you would take Curry if you're looking for regular season wins.
Oh.
Do you agree?
But like in the playoffs, like Magic just goes crazy.
Playoff Magic's a demon, so that'd be a
Yeah, but
different story.
you act like Curry's not a demon in the playoffs.
I know,
Yeah,
but
but
I mean, Magic's just built up. I don't know what to
Magic-
say.
But also in the regular season, I was thinking, like, dude, the way that Magic makes everybody on his team play so much better than they probably are is ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
And
not
that-
too though.
And that no, but not like Magic Johnson.
I would say yeah, Magic's definitely a better
Like
facilitator.
he had
for
courtside
sure.
tickets, bro. Anyways,
Well,
I
I mean,
we're getting off topic, but
yeah. It's a
good
debate on
finals.
it.
I
Good
did enjoy it.
finals. Who wins next year? Let's go Rockets!
Yeah,
Woo!
Rockets.
Jalen Green is the
Number-
Finals MVP, and once we get Paolo
Number
Banchero, it's over.
It's over.
Woo.
And
The
once we
league
ship
is
out
not
John
ready
Wall-
for H-Town, bro. No,
They're not
get
ready.
that John Wall fraud out of the city. He's kicked
Yeah.
out.
And,
Get him out.
and
He's just
on-
here for a bag.
All right, and on that note, we appreciate you guys so much for listening to this. Again, drop us more video ideas down below, and that's basically it. Anyone have anything else to say?
Celtics in shambles.
Ronnie?
No, I have nothing to say.
Sounds good,
No,
and we'll see you guys in the next one.